What's up guys, Paulie from Gamori. In today's video we're going to take a look at another waterproof iPhone 6 case, and this is from a company called Catalyst. Now unfortunately this is not a case you're going to be able to run and buy from your local store right now, so don't even plan on going down there right now and pick one up. You're going to have to order it from the company's website direct, which is catalystlifestyle.com. The current price tag on the case is $70 and you can only get it in the black color as of right now. They do take pre-orders for the white one, the green one, or the pink one, and they will ship it to you once it becomes available. Also, the company is located in Hong Kong, so you're going to have to wait a few days for your case to arrive. And since the case comes from Hong Kong, the company charges for shipping as well, which you have to take into consideration for the total price paid. The cheapest shipping that they offer is $11, and with that I got my case in a matter of 5 days, which is not bad at all. If you want the case faster than that, there's a hefty price to pay, which will cost you more than the case itself. If you want to save a couple of dollars of the price of the case, then here's a trick that worked for me. After I filled out all the information on the checkout page, I did not complete the order but left the website and closed my browser. Not much later, I received an email from the company offering me a 10% discount if I complete my order within the next 7 days with the code GOFORIT. So I did. And here I am making this video almost 2 weeks later, and even now when I enter the code it still works. I know it's not much, but hey, it's better to have $7 in my pocket than theirs. So let's take a look at what comes in here. Let's see how it looks on your phone. We'll set it up, we'll test it out, we'll throw it into water. And then, you can decide if you really want this case or not. So let's take it out of the box first. But before I do open it, let's just take a quick look around the case. And as you can see, it's a very minimalistic looking design case. You can see the actual product through the front nicely. And on the side here, it lists the two most important things, which is waterproof and shockproof. On the back, it gives you a little bit more information on what the product is capable of withstanding. And on the other side of the box, these little images will give you a glimpse of what activities you're going to be able to do with the case on. On the front of the case, it lists, that says the name right here, Catalyst with big letters, and the company says that the case is able to withstand 5 meters depth of water, which is actually much better than Lifeproof Fre case, which is only able to go down to 2 meters. Now this case is also able to drop from 2 meters high. It's 6 times dirt proof, whatever that means. If it's waterproof, it must be dirt proof. And it also has the little cover here for the ID sensor, so you'll be able to use it with your fingerprint sensing. So to take this apart, all you got to do is drag on this little lip on the bottom here, and the top part will pull out of the bottom portion of the box. And down here we have this Catalyst, I don't know what this is, I guess warranty. Anyways, I don't care, lots of words, I can't read anyways. And this is the piece that I'm actually interested in, the top part. And within the top part, I'm only interested in this see-through plastic. And as you can see, this is the one that houses our case. And to take this apart, I'm just going to pop the corners open. And you can see the case is locked inside, so it doesn't fall out very easily. So you got to do is pop it out of this see-through plastic. And this back piece is the hard plastic, and the front piece is a softer plastic. And on the back of the front piece here, we have this lanyard that they included. So I guess if you go diving with it, you can just hook it up to the corner of the case here, and then just I guess you can wear it on your wrist so that you don't lose your phone. That's a pretty nifty idea. All right, anyways, let's take this paper out and let's take a closer look at what's really important here. And this is the front piece here, and you can see I'm pressing on it. It has this softer front glass to it, or plastic, whatever you want to call it. The front cover is made out of hard plastic on the inside, but the outer edge around is covered by a soft plastic, but not too soft, that has a rubbery feel to it. This is a really nice feature because you can get a good grip on the case and it doesn't feel like it's going to slip out of your hand. Also on the front cover is the patented rotating crown dial, which controls the mute switch in a very ingenious way. You can twist it very easily with 2 fingers or even with 1. You can also see how this works on the inside by having a groove where the mute switch can slide into, and by twisting it, it moves the switch to the on or off position. There's also a soft material that covers the home button, and then when I press it, you can see that it's made out of a thin film, much softer than the screen protector, and this will allow the use of the finger ID sensor of the phone. On the bottom, there's a rubber flap that covers all the ports of the phone, not allowing water to get inside. This can be removed very easily just by pulling on it. It looks like the microphone port is not protected, but it actually has a thin film on the inside protecting those parts from the elements as well. Now the flap can be pushed back into place with just a couple of seconds without the need of screwing anything in. It's just a couple of simple plugs. Now here's a closer look at it from the top, how it works. And here's a glimpse of the inside where you can see the protective film and rubber covering the microphone. On the other side, you can see that there are no holes for the speaker, so we'll test this out how it sounds without these ports in just a minute. The back plate of the case has a rubber seal that goes all the way around the edge, protecting the case from the water getting inside. It is also made out of a hard transparent plastic, which is fairly rigid and it cannot be bent very easily. Even if you do try to bend it, as soon as you let it goes back to its original shape. Also on this panel we have two openings. One is for the camera covered by glass and the other one is for the flash and the microphone. Since it is covered by a film just like the fingerprint sensor, it will allow the sound to be picked up by the microphone much better, and there's also a little groove where the mic is. To close the case, all you have to do is place the back panel on the front cover and start pushing it into it, starting from the top down. Then you just go around and make sure to snap it in everywhere. Once you're done, you can see that there's no warping of the case even without the phone inside. It looks very nice and straight. The case does add some thickness to your phone, as well as to its length and to its width. And now we're ready to test it out in water. When I drop it inside the bowl, it will float on top since it's full of air. So I will use a bottle of water to push it down to the bottom and to keep it down. We will come back in 30 minutes to see how it's doing. Alright, so 30 minutes have passed, so I'm going to take it out and wipe it off from the water before I attempt to open it. So you can just use any paper towel or any towel that you wish to do this. To open the case, you have to pull on the flap on the bottom and place a coin inside the groove that is left here for this purpose. Then pry it up until you get the quarter to pop up. From this point on, you can just use your fingers to open the rest. After inspecting the case on the inside, there's no traces of water can be found, so I can safely say you can put the phone inside now. Before I put the phone inside, I'll use my microfiber cloth to remove any fingerprints or other residue that might have built up on the inside of the screen protector. Since it is made out of plastic, it has the tendency of collecting fine dust because of static electricity. After you wiped off the phone as well, you can place it inside with the bottom in first, even though I did it backwards on the video. So don't make the same mistake. And now once you've done that, you can wipe off the back of the phone as well, since it's going to be visible with the transparent back. I will particularly pay attention to where the camera lens is to make sure there's no fingerprint on it. Then of course wipe the back plate as well, and then push it in the same way like we did it earlier. And this is what the phone looks like with the case installed on it, and I can say that it looks pretty damn good. Well, at least to me that is. Now here are a couple of things I really liked about the case. And the first thing, there is no rainbowing effect, so it doesn't matter how much or where I touch the screen, I cannot reproduce these color bends of lines like I did with other cases. The other thing is the fingerprint sensor. It's very nicely done, there's no imperfections on it whatsoever, and also it doesn't stick to the button below it. Also, it senses my fingerprint almost 100% of the time. All the buttons on the case work fine as well. Now unfortunately the power button is right across from the volume buttons, so when you counter press a lot of times you end up pressing on the volume up button, I guess. But otherwise it works fine. The volume up and down controls really work nice as well. Now the best part about this is the mute button here, the mute dial. I gotta tell you, this works so flawlessly and so nicely that I just can't tell you how nice this feature is on this case. Also, when I swipe between the screens, it works 100% of the time. Now here's the best part. You're going to be able to use any aftermarket lightning cables to charge your device. You don't have to rely on your Apple lightning cable only. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for the headphone jack. I tried inserting different size cables, but unless it's thin enough to fit through the hole, it does not reach the jack to fully lock into it. I've even tried my Bose QC 20 headphones, and it did not make it in there unfortunately because it wasn't thin enough. So if you're trying to use one of those headphones that do not fit, you will have to buy Catalyst audio adapter for an additional $15, plus you will probably end up paying another $11 for shipping. So in the end, it will end up costing you over $100 when all said and done. In this portion, we're going to compare the sound of the speakerphone with the case on and with it off. Let's see what it sounds like. As you heard it, the sound does sound a little bit muffled with the case on and also distorted with certain types of music. Now, here are a couple of things that I don't like too much about the case. The first thing is that when you're trying to take the case apart too many times with a coin, it will eventually destroy the plastic. It will dent it and it will fray the edges. As you can see it on here, I tried taking it on and off a few times because of the video's purpose, and unfortunately it starts denting the plastic and it does not look good. They should have designed this a little bit better, where the case would have come off a little bit easier than me destroying the plastic around the case and on the case. So unfortunately, this is definitely something they should improve on. Another thing is that when you're looking at the screen, there are some imperfections. As you can see that somehow they might have glued the screen protector onto the plastic, and the glue seems to be sticking out certain areas, making it seem uneven. And unfortunately, this is something that, for especially this price that you're paying for this phone, for the case, it should not be there. Otherwise, when you look around, there's really not many of these imperfections, but even there where it is, it shouldn't be there. Otherwise, it's a really nice little case. I really think that this beats the Lifeproof Fre case a million times over. This case definitely worth the price that you're paying for it, and I would say I would give it 4.5 stars out of 5. Thank you guys for watching. If you think the video helped you in any ways, please don't forget to thumbs up. If you hated it, thumbs down. Any feedback helps. I'll see you guys next time.